Here we are at end of day one at IoT World, Silicon Valley and AI Summit. And joining me to our traditional closing show is Jenna from Informa Tech. So Jenna, you've been here all day. What do you think?
It's good. It's been really interesting conversations. Again, another physical event, people coming back together. But I think for me, one of the most exciting things is seeing that AI audience and the IoT audience come together. It's not one or the other. We're really seeing those conversations revolve around digitalization. I think that's awesome.
So is that a finally thing?
That AI and IoT are
Yes.
coming together? Is it a finally thing? I think it's folks starting to realize not in all cases, but some folks are saying, I don't need to just talk about AI or IoT in a vacuum, right? Let's talk about that combined. Let's see what's going on and how do we evolve? How do we move from one digital nature to the next? The other event going on today, of course, was the Quantum Computing Summit. Very full house over there. And again, new technology, next wave, right? And I think it's good to see folks starting to make those connections and talk across. I think we call it connecting intelligence, right?
So can you talk about some of the different components here?
Sure. So we have IoT World going on, which has been great. There's tracks and conversation. I mean, of course, in the IoT world, we see a lot going on around the verticals. So saw some great industrial IoT presentations today. Also, you have enablers to IoT, so security. You also have embedded hardware as well. And then, of course, the combination of those. When you talk about a connected system, how do you make sure you're actually talking about all of those things at the same time to build and design the right embedded process? That's one. I think the other, of course, is AI Summit, which is going on here. Some really interesting presentations today, keynotes. We had Accenture talking as well today. I think we've seen some great roundtables on AI and IoT going on, so really sitting down and having the deep conversations. That's also happening at the event.
And Visionaires?
Yes, and Visionaires. Visionaires Village is exciting, meeting lots of people inside the village all day, but really the village and Visionaires, of course, in the concept is about coming together and having those conversations, but at a deeper level, right? Let's sit down, look at our business, how do we learn from each other, how do we support each other? And that's really what we've seen. We have roundtables running in the Visionaries Village all day, and they are packed. Roundtables that you think, oh, roundtables should be smaller, very intimate conversation, and then we have like 30 folks around this roundtable, but really digging into concepts like manufacturing and those implications. How do you deal with those challenges that from the different manufacturers? How are they dealing with these AI and IoT challenges?
And what about the exhibit area?
So the exhibit area is buzzy. You can hear behind us, but we have IoT floors. We have the AI side. It's a little different this year. You'll see there's no carpet as well. This is an effort to be more sustainable as an events business, right? Saving quite a bit there. But it's a little bit different. We've had some cool things happen. There's an ice cream sundae bar today. But again, great booth, Data IQ. Very cool booth that they have going on, some demos on the floor to learn about how are we starting to see AI implementations move to that next step? How do you see real ROI out of them and really test that? That's a lot of the conversation I've been hearing on the floor.
So a year from now, we'll be sitting here again. What will we be talking about?
Oh, at that time, I really think we'll start talking quite a bit more about quantum. We saw it growing this year, and some of the conversations are starting to enter the mix. So IoT, then AI, now quantum, but also data science. How do we think about how to actually use all of this data and move it forward? And I think that's two big topics we'll be talking about next year.
Thank you so much. I look forward to next year.
Thank you.